Good morning, children. Welcome back. Today we are going to start with a new chapter in your EVS 1 subject, that is, chapter number 21. Before beginning with the heading of the chapter, I need to ask you that every human body is having some organs, correct? Yes. Some organs are internals and some are externals. Internal organs we can see or not? No, we cannot see them, but external organs can be seen easily. So, today we are going to deal with this chapter, that is chapter number 21, Busy at Work, Our Internal Organs. So, let's see what all points we are going to cover in this part of the video. Today we are going to see that respiration is a very important thing for every living world. Respiration means breathing. Then diaphragm and its movements, exchange of gases, that is oxygen and carbon dioxide, inhale and exhale, the effect of smoking and passive smoking. What are the ill effects when a person is smoking? And the one who is not smoking is called as a passive smoker. But with the smoke, whatever it is coming out, it is going into the body of the other person who is in the contact with that person. So, let's begin with the explanation and see each point in detail. Here is a question in your textbook on page number 107, that is 107. Can you tell what bodily needs or sensations do you become aware of even though you are reading a book? You can see in a slide that they are reading a book, and sometimes you are also reading a chapter or a storybook, whatever you may feel so. And what is your reaction when you are reading it? Sometimes you may feel thirsty, sometimes you are hungry, even you feel like going to washroom or to drink water. Yes, in the memory you must think that I have completed my this work throughout the day, whatever allotment of the work I have done, that I have completed, or some work is remaining to do. I have completed my studies. I need to watch this program on television. So these all things are going in your mind continuously when you are reading. Beginning with the introduction. Processes like respiration. We all know that we all breathe, and breathing is a very important process for every living world. Digestion, whatever you're eating, that should be digested. So these all processes are going inside the body continuously with the help of certain organs. Now, which organs carry out these functions of respiration and digestion? So let's learn about these processes and the organs that carry out these functions. Again, here is an activity in your textbook on page number 107. Try this. Now it is very easy activity, so everybody can do it. It is your wish. If you are willing to do, you can see and actually will come to know that yes, how many times you breathe. So let's see the activity. Use a watch to count how many times you breathe in 1 minute when you are sitting comfortably. From this, work out approximately how many times you breathe in an hour. First of all, you need to find out breathing in 1 minute, and then you need to calculate with that hour. We all know that in an hour we are having 60 minutes. So first we need to find out in 1 minute how many times you are breathing. So you can keep your hands on your heart and you can count your breathing for 1 minute. So when we are sitting comfortably, we breathe 15 times in a minute. Now this can fluctuate depending on the person. So if for 1 minute we are breathing 15 times, that means 15 multiplied by 60 is equal to 900 times in an hour. So we are breathing 900 times in a one particular hour. This way we can calculate for a day that in a 24 hours how many times we are breathing, or throughout the day what is the breath count. Respiration. We know its meaning means breathing. We all are aware that in the air, in the atmosphere, whatever oxygen is present, it helps us to breathe. Along with that, we require water and food for our survival. It is necessary for the body to get a complete supply of oxygen at a proper rate. We get this oxygen from where? From the air. And we breathe. We breathe through our nose. Your nose are having nostrils, and with the help of that nostrils, you breathe. And that is why this breathing goes on continuously. Only the difference is that during the daytime, breathing may be more, wherein when you are sleeping at the night time, it may be little less because your body is relaxing. So, in our body, there are organs that carry out the work of respiration, and these respiration work is done with the help of the organs. So, we need to see the diagram that is allowing us to breathe and its description along with the diagram, so that we will come to know that how breathing takes place and it goes inside the lungs. Now in this slide you can see the diagram of a respiratory organ. Yes, and you might be thinking why Miss had took this three similar pictures of the same respiratory organ. But if you see them clearly, you will find an arrow that will guide us that how breathing takes place. So when we inhale, that means when we take in the air from outside that is present in the surrounding, it goes to the trachea. From the nose, it is going to the trachea. And through trachea, it is reaching to different branches that is into the lungs that are present into the lungs. Okay, how plants are having different stems and trees are having different branches wherein you can see leaves on that. In the same way, whatever we are inhaling or whatever we are breathing from the nose, it goes to the trachea. And in the lungs, these branches divide further into smaller and smaller branches. They are very fine, they are very small branches in the lungs. You can see in your textbook also on page number 108. At the end of the last branches, there are air sacs or alveoli. So, there are air sacs. You can see in the textbook, if you see that at the end there is a air sac. So, between the thoracic cavity and the abdominal cavity, there is an organ like a flexible sheet, and that sheet is called as diaphragm. So, it helps when you breathe in, the diaphragm's movement takes place. When you breathe out, again its movement takes place. So, in short, how we breathe? We breathe through our nose, and through the nose it goes to trachea, or that is your windpipe. And after that it moves on to the lungs, spreading into different small branches, and at the end when it reaches to the main branch or the air sacs, so after that it is moving to a flexible sheet that is diaphragm. So as we know that it had reached to its end and that flexible sheet is diaphragm. So how its movement takes place? So when the diaphragm moves downwards, we breathe in, and when it comes and the incoming air fills the alveoli in the lungs, and the diaphragm moves upwards, air in the lungs is pushed out. It's very simple. If you blow a balloon, automatically air is going to get filled in and the balloon will become bigger in the size. How it was previously, as compared to that, it is bigger in the size. In the same way, when you remove the air from the balloon comes to its normal position. So, this diaphragm moves downwards when we breathe in, and when we breathe out, it moves upwards. Moving on to the next part is exchange of gases. We all are aware that we inhale, we intake oxygen and we give out or exhale carbon dioxide. In return, plants intake carbon dioxide and gives out oxygen that helps us for breathing. So when the outside air that we have inhaled, it is reaching to the alveoli, the oxygen in it passes into the thin blood vessels around the alveoli. So, when this blood is flowing to different parts of the body at the same time, the carbon dioxide that is brought by the blood will reach to different parts of the body, and through that it is going to enter into the air in the alveoli. That means through one process we are inhaling oxygen, and through the other process we are exhaling carbon dioxide. So when we inhale oxygen at the same time, exhaling process, that is giving out of carbon dioxide, also takes place. And in this way, an exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide gases takes place in the alveoli. So it goes mutually with each other. That means when we inhale oxygen, at the same time oxygen is inhaled and carbon dioxide is given out from the body. Here is one more activity in your textbook on page number 108. Try this. Now you can try this with the help of your parents. Count how many times you breathe in 1 minute just after you have run 100 meters. Previously, we have seen an activity wherein you need to count your breathing when you're sitting in a relaxed position, in a comfortable position. Now you have to count your breathing in 1 minute, but after running for a minute. After that, you need to count your breathing. Get someone else to count how many times you breathe in 1 minute when you are asleep. That means when you are trying to sleep, that time you need to count your breathing. It may be not possible for you to count your breath, so you can take the help of your parents. Now you need to find out the differences in these two counts. That is the counting of breathing after running and the counting of breathing when you are asleep. And you need to find out the difference, which will be more, which will be less. Definitely the counting of breathing after running would be more, because here the breathing process takes place faster. Try to do the activity. You'll come to know the results by yourself by doing the activity personally. Moving on to the next part is the effects of smoking. We all are aware that smoking is very dangerous and injurious to health. But some people still smoke because that feels them for enjoyable, that is for their entertainment or fun purpose. But it is very dangerous for health. We can see on TV advertisements, or if on any of the movie time they are showing, if they are smoking, that they are showing below that it is injurious to health. It can cause lung cancer, but still people enjoy smoking. Now, if one keeps on smoking continuously for over a long period of time, then the toxic substances that are present in the smoke gets collected in the respiratory tract. And what will happen then? As a result, the air that enters the lungs is not sufficiently purified because it has went along with the smoke, and it is dangerous, and the impurities in the air begin to accumulate in the lungs. So whatever impurities are present while smoking, it goes inside the lungs along with that impurities. Slowly and gradually it start affecting the lungs. When it starts affecting the lungs, the efficiency of the lungs starts reducing, and with this there are chances of getting different diseases. It could be any disease related to the body or could related to the lungs. Especially lung diseases are going to get more in the body, the person who is smoking. So the solid particles in the tobacco smoke from the cigarette or bidi form a sticky layer inside the alveoli. So whatever toxic substances that are present in the smoke, that goes inside the alveoli. It could be tobacco, it could be anything. So it is going to affect the lungs slowly and slowly. So, the person who is smoking, the level of breathing also reduces. So, this in return, the amount of oxygen does not reaches to the lungs at a proper amount. In addition to that, some toxic substances in the tobacco also enters the alveoli, and its ill effects lead to diseases of respiratory organs, including life-threatening diseases like lung cancer, or a person would suffer throughout the life with lungs problem. The efficiency of lungs starts reducing, and in result the person may suffer with the disease such as respiratory disease, or may suffer with the life threatening disease of lung cancer. And in that, person may get cure also, but chances are very less, and ultimately the person has to lose the life. With this, the person himself is suffering with the problems, with the illnesses and diseases. Along with the person, the family also suffers with the crisis. And if the family is not having proper finance or is not affordable to cure the disease, then ultimately the person needs to suffer. And along with that, complete family also suffers. So the best solution is that we should stop smoking, and that is why we can see at many places there is a ban for smoking. Passive smoking. The word passive means what? The person who is not smoking. Just take an example. When teacher is teaching in the class and the topic may be interesting for some students and may not be interesting for some students. So the ones who are interested, they are the active listeners, and the ones who are just sitting physically and mentally are not present in the class, they are the passive listeners. In the same way, this passive smoking means the person who is not smoking, but still if he or she is coming in contact with the person who is smoking in that surrounding or in that area, will also get affected because of the smoke that is coming out from that smoking. So that is why at public places it is completely banned to smoke. Smoking is not allowed, and there are smoking zones wherein you can go and smoke. So what is that? So that people who are present in the surrounding should not get affected with this. And if you see in your surrounding also, if someone is smoking and you are present in that surrounding, you can inform the person that this is a public place and you should not smoke here, because your smoking can affect the people who are living in this particular area or they are residing. So we can inform a person politely to stop smoking in the public places, or we can show them the signboard where we can tell them that smoking is not allowed here. I have seen at public places these signboards. You can see in the slide, such signboards are placed near hospital areas, near playgrounds, near school areas, and especially in the lift, escalators. So at such places it's not allowed to smoke. So in this part of the video, we have covered about the respiratory system, how respiration takes place in the body. We have seen about the exchange of gases. We have also seen about the effects of smoking, the passive smoking, and how the process of respiration is taking place in the lungs and reaches to different parts of the body. Here I complete with this part of the video. Next part of the video will continue with the next point with the same chapter. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Thank you for watching the video.